So we already mentioned the partial pressure gradient of oxygen, but before we move on to perfusion versus diffusion limited, I just wanted to make a point about this. So if you want to calculate your partial pressure of oxygen and figure out the gradient, you'd use your alveolar gas equation, which is your P capital A O2 equals your FiO2 times your atmospheric pressure minus your vapor pressure in water, which is 47 millimeters of mercury at 37 degrees. And then you minus your PaCO2, which is your arterial CO2, divided by your respiratory quotient. So if you figure this out, you'd have your atmospheric pressure at sea level, which is approximately 760 millimeters of mercury. However, our inspired gas becomes fully humidified in the upper airways. So the water vapor, as we said, exerts a 47 millimeters of mercury of pressure at 37 degrees, which reduces the pressure available for oxygen and other gases. Therefore, the equation becomes 760 minus 47, which equals 713 millimeters of mercury. And then you multiply this by the inspired oxygen fraction, which is 21%, which gives an inspired oxygen tension of approximately 150 millimeters of mercury. And then once oxygen enters the alveolus and mixes with carbon dioxide, the alveolar oxygen tension falls to around 100 millimeters of mercury. And this is because if you consider the end of this equation, your PaCO2 divided by your respiratory quotient, the PaCO2 is used because your alveolar CO2 essentially equilibrates with the arterial CO2. So whatever the arterial CO2 is, we usually use as the surrogate here. And this would be, in a normal person, about 40 millimeters of mercury. You divide it by the respiratory quotient, which is determined by the fuel substrate used by the cells. You can also use the respiratory exchange ratio, which is a measurement at the level of the mouth. And you're considering how much CO2 is produced divided by how much oxygen is consumed. And in a normal Western diet, it's about 0.8. So it becomes PaCO2 of 40 divided by 0.8, which equals 50. So when you apply it to our equation where we had 150 millimeters of mercury minus 50, it ends up being 100 millimeters of mercury. So the importance here is that if you actually consider the fraction inspired oxygen when it gets to the level of the alveolus, it ends up being 13.16%. And this is something that can really trip people up because you make the assumption often that when you breathe in 21% oxygen, it must be 21% when it gets to the alveolus, but that simply isn't true. But what this does do is it establishes our driving gradient for the partial pressure of oxygen from 100 millimeters of mercury in the alveolus to that 40 millimeters of mercury in the venous blood, which will equilibrate over the length of the capillary bed to become 100 millimeters of mercury when it gets to the arterial side when you're breathing in 21% oxygen, which as we said is 13.1% when it gets to the alveolus.